Okay, let's just dive right into this. Welcome to the Explainer. We take complex topics and just break them down so you can actually master them quickly. Today's Explainer, it covers something that literally affects every single one of us. Yep, cybersecurity. So whether you're a complete novice just trying to figure out how to stay safe online, or maybe you're eyeing a lucrative new career path, this complete beginner's guide for 2026 is your starting line. We're going to demystify the jargon, look at how the digital world is actually protected, and hand you the tools to become an empowered defender of your own data.
Here is the roadmap for our journey today. We're going to hit 1. The digital house, 2. The CIA triad, 3. The attacker's playbook, 4. Your defense toolkit, and 5. Cybersecurity career paths. All right, let's get started.
Section 1. The digital house. What exactly is cybersecurity? And honestly, why does it even matter?
Look at the sheer scope of what we're actually protecting here. When people hear the word cybersecurity, they usually just think of their laptops or like installing antivirus software. But it is so much bigger than that. It's the practice of protecting sprawling networks, mobile devices, complex cloud infrastructure, and user identities from unauthorized access. But here is the absolute crucial point. Sitting right at the center of all that technology, it's your data. Customer records, financial details, intellectual property. Data is the crown jewel. And cybersecurity, well, that's just the fortress built around those jewels.
Let's think about this through a lens we all understand: physical home security. You have door locks on your house, right? Well, in the digital world, those are your passwords and multi-factor authentication, or MFA. You might have CCTV cameras to watch for intruders out front. Digitally, we use monitoring tools to watch network traffic. If someone hops your fence, an alarm goes off or a security guard responds. In a business context, that's your incident response and security team. The concepts are exactly the same. We're literally just swapping physical barriers for digital ones.
So, let's talk about the stakes, because this translates into massive real-world consequences. Why does this matter so much? Because a breach, it isn't just an IT headache anymore. It is a huge business and personal risk. We're talking about severe financial loss through fraud or crippling ransomware. Honestly, it's the modern equivalent of a digital stick-up. We're talking about total business disruption where critical systems just go completely offline. It means privacy damage when your personal data ends up on the dark web, and ultimately a total loss of reputation. And as we all know, trust takes years to build, but only seconds to destroy.
Moving on to Section 2, the CIA triad. The unbreakable laws of digital trust. Now, forget the intelligence agency for a second. In information security, CIA actually stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This model is basically the absolute foundation for every single security decision made by professionals worldwide. If you want to understand how security works, you absolutely have to understand these 3 pillars that hold up the entire digital world. So let's break them down one by one.
First up is C for confidentiality. The core question here is pretty simple. Who should actually be allowed to see this information? It's all about access control. Think about your bank account details, or maybe a company's employee salary files. You definitely don't want unauthorized eyes on those, right? So to enforce this, we use controls like encryption, strict access privileges, and multi-factor authentication to make sure that only the right people hold the keys to that sensitive data.
Next is I for integrity. The question we ask here is, can we trust that the data hasn't been changed incorrectly or maliciously? Imagine an attacker intercepts a legitimate invoice and just quietly changes the destination bank account details to their own. The data was accessed, sure, but more importantly, it was altered. Integrity controls, things like logging and file integrity monitoring, ensure that the information remains perfectly accurate and trustworthy from the exact moment it's created to the moment it's used.
And finally, A for availability. Can users actually access the system when they need it? Look, a perfectly locked down system is totally useless if the people who rely on it can't get in. Think of hospital systems during an emergency. If they go offline, lives are literally at risk. We ensure availability through regular backups, high availability server setups, and super robust disaster recovery plans. That way, when things inevitably go wrong, the systems stay up and running.
Section 3, the attacker's playbook. How threats actually operate.
So a crucial point to remember is that technology alone is never enough, mainly because attackers usually target the weakest link: us, human beings. Take phishing, for example. This is your classic fake message attack. The attacker is just trying to trick you into opening the front door to your digital house. You got to watch out for the warning signs: overly urgent language designed to panic you, unknown senders, highly suspicious links, or weird, unexpected attachments.
They're entirely reliant on you just making a quick, split-second mistake.
Which brings us to the absolute golden rule of digital protection, and I literally cannot stress this enough. Never, ever share your passwords, your one-time passwords, or your MFA codes, period. Legitimate organizations are never going to call or text you asking for these codes. If someone asks for your OTP, they are the attacker. Just pause, verify the request, and keep those digital keys strictly to yourself.
Beyond just tricking us, attackers also use malicious software, or malware. This includes things like viruses, trojans, and spyware designed to damage or, spy on systems. But the most prominent one right now? Ransomware. This is a highly specific type of malware that rapidly encrypts all your files, locking you out entirely, and then they demand a massive payment to restore your access. I mean, entire city governments have been locked out this way. Your ultimate safety net against this? Consistently patching your systems to close those vulnerabilities, and always keeping offline backups of your data.
Section 4. Your Defense Toolkit. Simple habits that actually reduce most everyday risk.
Okay, here is a hard-hitting 6-step action plan that will drastically reduce your everyday risk. Step 1. Use multi-factor authentication everywhere. It adds just an incredible second layer of defense. Step 2. Update your software to patch known holes. Step 3. Back up your data so you can always recover it. Step 4. Think before clicking. Seriously, always verify those links. Step 5. Use a password manager to generate and store long, unique passwords so you aren't just reusing password 123 for everything. And Step 6. Report suspicious activity early. These are simple habits, guys, but together they form a practically impenetrable wall.
Section 5. Cybersecurity Career Paths. From personal defense to professional opportunity. What's really fantastic about this industry is that there is absolutely no single path to success. The demand for defenders is just skyrocketing right now, and there are high-value roles for literally every type of personality. You could be a SOC analyst monitoring live threats, a security engineer building defenses, a penetration tester actively trying to hack systems to find their weaknesses, or eventually, a chief information security officer leading the whole strategy.
Now, if you're wondering how to actually get there, here's a highly practical 8-step ladder for beginners to climb. Start right here with the fundamentals. Then move on to networking, understand operating systems, and grasp cloud basics. From there, get hands-on with security tools, build real-world projects to actually prove your skills, grab an entry-level certification, and finally, focus on job readiness. Honestly, don't try to learn everything all at once. Take it one step at a time, in sequence, to build genuine, practical confidence.
And that wraps up our beginner's guide to cybersecurity. You now understand the digital house you're protecting, the CIA triad that governs it, how attackers operate, and the toolkit you need to defend it all. Cybersecurity is a continuous, deeply fascinating journey. In our next explainer, we'll be breaking down ISO 27001 in simple English. But the digital world is incredibly vast, so I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Of all the security domains out there, what specific topic do you want to master next? Let that curiosity drive your next step. Thanks for hanging out and learning with the explainer.